The Return of the Rocketeer is coming to Disney Plus. Well, I love the Rocketeer, the original, the comics that Dave Stevens did, and really loved the movie that came out way back when. It flopped, so unfortunately there were no sequels, which is very unfortunate. But it was just so well done, and certainly the director Joe Johnston, who when he was picked to do the first Captain America film, oh wow, that's really brilliant thinking there, and of course he did a good job on that too. He just knows the era, you know. And so it's a very fun film, a brilliant soundtrack by James Horner and all that. It's great stuff, and of course Jennifer Connelly had to fill in for Betty Page. And thanks to Dave Stevens, that's how I discovered Betty Page. Thanks, Dave, wherever you are. Yeah, he's no longer with us, and that's all very sad. But there's been several attempts to bring it back and reboot it, but of course we are in the current era. And originally there was going to be a film called The Rocketeers, which was going to be an all-female team led by a woman of color. And but now it appears we're going to go back for it being a man, so maybe that's some amount of progress. But it won't be Cliff Secord, I guess. I don't think they're doing a complete reboot of it. And since with the title The Return of the Rocketeer, maybe it'll be connected to the film. I know that there was a cartoon briefly. I didn't watch it. And I believe, what's his name? I'm already forgetting the guy's name who played the character. They have it down here. Bill Campbell. Yeah, Bill Campbell voiced his character in that, but I believe it was supposed to be his daughter or something in that one. I want Rocketeer. I didn't, so we're not going to get it. So, hey, who's this guy? Well, he's involved in it. So here's the synopsis here. The new film is called The Return of the Rocketeer, and it'll be written by Ed Reichert, I guess, who previously co-wrote Now You See Me, and also penned episodes of Jessica Jones and Wayward Pines. However, Reichert's script is taking a few liberties with the source material. Yeah. The story reportedly centers on a retired Tuskegee airman who adopts the Rocketeer's mantle. Deadline's report doesn't specify whether the movie is being envisioned as a sequel to The Rocketeer, but in theory, it could share continuity with the original film. I can't pronounce his name. Is it Oilobos? Will produce the reboot through their Yoruba Saxon banner. No directors in place yet. So I believe it's David Oyelowo and his wife Jessica. So they're producing the film, and he might star as the title character himself. But however, it will be a black man, a Tuskegee Airman, and so that fits in with the era. And I kind of wonder if they keep it that close to it, because I was thinking, if it was going to be a sequel, then Bill Campbell could show up as sort of a mentor figure. He could be the older guy helping with this because he's too old. And now that would push it into, let's see, I guess the 60s or so. But a Tuskegee Airman would be the same age, be a contemporary of the Cliff Secord from that film. And so, depending on how old they want to go. So I guess Campbell would have no involvement with this. And they could recast the role, but I guess it would just be one of these dumb things where it's Cliff Secord disappeared. No one knows where he went, that kind of thing. And then this guy finds the jetpack. And, there's some terrible wrong. I don't know. He's going to battle the Klan or something. And that's probably how they'll do it, which is, that's if you're going to have a black character, it's always got to be about race. They don't know how else to do it. So it is the current era, so not too hopeful about it. And since it takes some liberties with the source material, because this story was, as far as I know, never done. I mean, IDW is doing a series written by Mark Waid. Well, forget about that then. Too bad, because Chris Samney and Dave Bullock are really great artists. So I guess it looks cool, but So, the Rocketeer animated series centering on Cliff's daughter, Kit. Campbell reprised his role in the 91 from his, so he's, playing Cliff Secord. and C chord in that. And there you go. It's just too bad because the original stories, and there's not a lot of material. Sadly, Dave Stevens died. But and I don't know how. I mean, some of those pulp characters like Doc Savage and the Shadow will soon be in public domain. So, because he winked and nodded that those characters do appear in the series. Because in the comic book series, the suit. Or the jetpack was not developed by Howard Hughes. It was developed by Doc Savage. Well, it just winked and nodded at that. But once that becomes in the public domain, then you can kind of incorporate it that, hey, he was all a part of that pulp fiction era of characters like that. And then later in the second story, he bumps into Lamont Cranston, who is, of course, the Shadow, although his real name is Kent Howard. Yeah, look it up. So anyway, that would have been cool, and to find someone who could be Betty Page, that would be really great. But we're in the current era. So will this even get a shot to be a cool story? Yeah, maybe. It's kind of like a redo of somebody finding the thing and learning how to use it, and then... of course, this would be, I'm guessing, in the post-war era, so go after the communists, right? No. Not a chance. So, but it would be in the era of its time, so he would be facing racism and all that sort of stuff. And at one point, by the end, it's people celebrating the Rocketeer as a hero, and then he pulls the helmet off. And yeah, something like that, So. I don't know. I'm tired of ginormous liberties being taken with stories. Had they done a full-on redo of it and do it as it's supposed to be, and then you had like legacy stories of Rocketeer and whatnot, that actually could work and would be fine. But they didn't. And in the common era of something like this, it's just red flags all over the place. And, of course, how crappy will plot be and lackluster when you're just using people to shield it based on their background, sexuality, ethnicity, what have you. In this case, he's executive producing it, so, I mean... So it's not somebody else doing it. So we'll see, but it's not Rocketeer, It could be weaved into a Rocketeer narrative, but where's the Rocketeer stories, Seems like it would, like, again, I said, I mean, I don't know that I want to see anything based on the later stories, which I haven't read, but the original Dave Stevens material would be really cool to see that. But the best you got is the original film that Johnson did, and Johnston, sorry. God, all this time I thought it was Johnson. Joe Johnston. It's really good. I suggest check it out. As for the Return of the Rocketeer, well, it'll be the return of the helmet, I guess, and the jetpack at least. But we'll see. Of course, there's always possibility it could be really good. So, but it is the current era, and so count me as dubious. Thanks for watching and listening. Say, while you're still here, why not like and subscribe and share with your many friends? Yes. Also, check out my mini stores in the link description below. Yes, where you can get t-shirts, hats, mugs, all those goodies with my artwork on them. Oh, yeah. And head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book, Night Night. Oh, yeah. You can also catch me at my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, on RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on BitChute.com and now on Rumble.com. Oh, my goodness, so many places to watch me and my stuff. Oh, yeah. And if that's not enough for you, well, you can follow me on many social media platforms and say hi to your old pal, Mr. Nailsin.